Alright, time to change some decks. First up, we're going to put this kind of world into Sigarda. It's an easy change. It's slotting right in for Crucible Worlds. So I can give Crucible Worlds to Hirobi. I expect to get my Arabo sold. So on Magic Card Market, there's 4 Secret Lair Arabos for sale. Mine is the second one from the bottom as far as pricing goes. So I hope it sells pretty soon, and then I can get Hirobi his Lake of the Dead. Pending that, Sigarda is going to get this Conduit of Worlds. It does the same thing. You may play lands from your graveyard with the additional. You can play a spell out of your graveyard as a sorcery, and that's the only spell you can play that turn. Sometimes that might be necessary. So let's find my fucking keyboard. Let's find the Crucible. Should be in here somewhere. There it is, Crucible World. So that's going into Hirobi. Drop that out. Slot this in. Yeah, the mana cost, sleeve came out a little bit. The mana cost is a bit different. 2 colorless green instead of 3 colorless, but it's kind of the same damn thing functionally for Sigarda. So, since we've got that out of the way, let's go to the next change, which will be to Hirobi himself. And I got some new cards for Hirobi. I just went to the LGS. I'm doing some buy lifting a little bit ago. So I got a foil Urza's Cave. This is going to Hirobi as well. It'll replace the expedition map. He doesn't really have that many ways of getting well, he doesn't have that many ways of getting lands back either. So there is a trading post that can get artifacts back, that can get the expedition map back, but Crucible Worlds probably more reliable. So that will go into Hirobi, and that'll be the way that I find the other piece of Coffers or Urborg. He's also going to get this Living Death, and he's going to be getting a Phyrexian Arena. So let me show, and somebody else is getting that. So let me show you what I'm taking out. Okay, first up, let's do the easy. Yeah, there's Trading Post. Discard a card, you gain 4 life, pay 1 life, you get a 0/1 goat creature, sacrifice a creature, turn target artifact card to graveyard to hand, sack an artifact, draw a card. Still not quite sure if it's going to work the way I expect, but I want to try it out. Okay, where are the easy... Yeah. Alright, so let me do these exclusions and explain why it's happening. Okay, first up, Black Market is coming out because my opponents just won't let me do it. They won't let me enjoy this card. They keep killing it before I can build up any counters. So it sits there, I waste 5 mana on it, it draws some removal, that, fair enough, something else might get removed, but it dies. So I'm going to take out Black Market, looking out of the sleeve, straight up for Living Death. They cost the same, and Living Death should be more valuable overall. So I set all creature cards in all graveyards, then put all creatures in the graveyards, pull them out. All creatures that are in play die. All creatures that you pull out of the graveyard come into play under their owner's control. That's the easiest way to explain it. Living Death. I saw an altar once where instead of the sand the zombie is burying this guy with, it was magic cards. Somebody had altered so it was a bunch of tiny little magic cards that the guys are getting buried with. I thought that was pretty funny. So next up, Grim Haruspec comes out. And the reason she comes out, okay, so she costs 3, she is a creature, 3/2. Only triggers whenever another non-token creature I control dies. Usually, if another non-token creature I control is dying, it's because of a board wipe. Or it's at random. It's not controlled. It doesn't happen all the time. It's not something I can really rely on because I don't have a lot of sacrifice outlets in the deck because I'm not building a sacrifice deck. So since she's less than reliable when it comes to drawing cards, even though she is a 3/2 creature that comes out kind of early, I'm slotting in the Phyrexian Arena for her because it is reliable. Every turn, as long as it's in play, I draw a card and lose a life. Every single turn. And it's double black instead of 2 colorless and a black, so it adds to my devotion. So it helps Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx, and it helps Nyx Lotus. Let's slip that into Horobi. Next. Okay, Expedition map is coming out. I will probably put this into a zombie to help me find Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. Haven't really decided yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and sleeve up this Urza's Cave. I just got it. I just got it today. New from Commander Horizons. Tap, add colors, 3 tap, sack it. Go find a land card, any land card. Go find Urborg if you have Cabal Coffers. Go find Cabal Coffers if you have Urborg. Then shuffle your library. And if you have Crucible Worlds, you can do it again. Okay, so those are the easy things, right? That's the easy part. That's the easy part. Now, I still have this not slotted in the deck. So what do I take out for it? That's always the fun part, isn't it? Let's see, that's my Mana Rock, Blood Artist. Play activate abilities, maybe. Nope. Works too well with Horobi. Nope. Toxic Deluge. All creatures get negative. Sometimes I need to wipe the board. Witch of the Moors. If I gain life, each one is hacks creature and I raise dead. I want to try it out before I decide to take it out. Oh no, she's good. Oh yeah, she does stuff. Niddling Pimp. Niddling Pimp is kind of hit or miss, but when he hits pretty hard. And he's pretty funny because nobody expects it. And especially when they realize that if I target a creature with the Imp, if it doesn't attack, it doesn't matter why it didn't attack. If you tapped it for some other ability, if you, for whatever reason, cannot attack with that creature, he doesn't care. He kills at the end of the turn. And when they realize that, when my opponents realize it, like, fuck, what kind of card is that? Vito, it's a good card. That's what. Ponder's Enclave. Shoot the Sheriff. Destroy target nut. When I get my Touch of Darkness for Horobi, I'll probably take this out for it. Until then, it has been useful. So she drains my opponents slowly. That drains my opponents quickly. Night Howler is big. Makes stuff cheaper. Finds lands, land. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I haven't pulled it off yet. The idea is Horobi's in play. Cauldron of Souls is in play. I give all my opponent's creatures persist and then I get them. That's kind of the idea. Or if I have 10 mana, if I cast Living Death and then cast Thrill, if I have 10 mana. Vedmir, the New Blood. He's a vampire cowboy. Punching steers and drinking their blood. Some shit like that, right? Oh, he's good. Do I care about this guy? So, I get a creature from somebody's graveyard. He's 6 for 6. Yeah, I'll think about him. He kills things. He gives me life. This card, I put into decks, and I take it out of decks, and I put it into decks, and I take it back out. So I'm going to leave it in until I actually get to use it. I still don't know why he has flying, really. I mean, he's already a shadow for 5/5, but it's kind of cool that he does. Oblivion Stone. Reset. Soul Ring. Chainer. Instant speed, pay 3 life, snatch a creature out of somebody's graveyard and make it work for you. Put lands into play. Hey, cool. There's his cave. So I'm kind of thinking the Debaser is my best choice. What do you want, Max? Max, what do you want? Stupid cat. He can't tell me what he wants. I have to guess. Palace Siege. Because I need the incremental life gain, this is one of the few decks where I would actually choose dragons. Otherwise, I always choose cons, always. And this is why. This deck, there's a lot of little things that take life I can pay life for. I've got Crick in here. Death Denied. Turn X card creatures from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, let's keep that. Trading Post. Yeah, we just saw that. Remove all. This is for the Persist. So, if Hirobi is not in play and I need to give all my creatures Persist to save them from boredom wipe, then he can come down and take all those counters off. He also kills Planeswalkers. And he also fucks with the wise-ass Mothman. So, she? Yep, that looks like a she. She is going to work for me. Grey Merchant, gain life. Phyrexian Obliterator. Big Beef. Icy Manipulator. Royal Assassin. He's good in this deck. Mikaeus the Unhallowed. He's intimidating. Oh, cheers to the guy that told me that Crick is not a human. Crick is a Phyrexian minion horror. He's not a human. I thought he was a human because I was reading the damn card wrong when I saw it online, because I saw a little tiny image of the card about a quarter the size of what I'm looking at in real life, and I thought it said human for some reason. Bloodgift Demon. So Phyrexian Arena on legs, on wings, winged Phyrexian Arena, swamps. I could take him out. I just want to play him. I just want to do it. I mean, he's got fear, intimidate, as they call it now. And yeah, I have to sacrifice a creature, but sometimes there's something I want to sacrifice, like him, or the noxious Gear Hulk, so I can get it back and destroy something and gain some life. There he is, Crick, son of. So he's horror minion Phyrexian somewhere in there. They put Phyrexian in the new one. Massacre Worm. Fuck your tokens. Do I want this guy? Do I really want this guy? So, comes to play. One of my opponent's creatures gets a counter. If Hirobi's in play, he comes into play and kills a creature and then sticks around, and then I can destroy. Yeah, I better hang on to him. She is much better than I thought she was at first. She was in my junk box, my trash tower of It's an Alternate Way to Play. If you're curious, just look at my video for Tower. Search for Tower and you should find it. If you don't find it, tell me in the comments and I'll re-record it and upload it so you can see how that works. She was in there and I shoved her in here just to try her, and my god, she's actually done good work. It's pretty funny. There's my new life linker with hexproof from Planeswalkers and Boast. Sack a creature, each opponent sacks a creature or Planeswalker. So if I wipe my opponent's board and they have something with indestructible or untargetable, hexproof, shroud, any of that bullshit, then I can attack with her, sacrifice one of my creatures, and force them to sacrifice it ideally. That's the hope. Don't know if it's going to work. Sack another creature, gain life, yeah. You're going to kill my creature anyway? Fine. I'll kill it myself and eat it. I bet Crick would taste pretty nasty. Yeah, I bet most of these creatures would taste pretty nasty if you ate them. Ugh. Like her, she's a vampire. Ugh, yuck. So 6 for 2/1 comes into play. Turn target creature. Yeah. Kill all the small creatures. Whenever a creature dies, draw a card. You will draw a card. I will draw cards. Temperate, chosen from death. Oh, Genie was worried about him last night. I'll tell you what. He's like, tell me again how that guy works. He's kind of like a super scavenging ooze. Oh, that's not good for me. Nope. Noxious Gearhulk, there he is. There's my Swamp Finder, my Swampiana. Cryptcast. Let's get that for the thumbnail. Get my thumb out of the thumbnail. Yeah, that'll be a good picture. Hopefully people like it and they click on it. Do I really want this guy? Flying whenever he or another creature... Well, I know what he does. Okay, so I've got two possibilities to take out for the Crucible. Two strong possibilities. I've got... Let me just take a look. Well, I've got my computer open right next to me. And I'm going to count the creatures in Hirobi. I like Moxfield because it just bing, you just look at it and it tells you how many creatures you got. So Hirobi, Airborne Command and Control, has 40 creatures. Not counting Hirobi. Excuse me. Because on Moxfield, it does not count your commander towards your deck. It makes sense, but it is kind of counterintuitive sometimes because I do count my commander as a creature for the deck. So I've got 40 creatures. If I drop one of them, it ain't going to hurt me. Nope, not much. Depending on which one I drop. If I drop the wrong one, that'll hurt me. And this guy. Whenever he attacks, target creature, and it triggers on attack. What is this Encore bullshit? I don't really know what that does. I guess I spend that mana and I get him back out of the graveyard. Let me take a look at that right quick, because I forget what the hell he does. Sorry to keep you waiting. I do apologize. I know you've got better things to do than listen to me ramble about... What the hell is it called? The Rakish. I'll just put the base here. I'm just looking on Cherny Vertige. So, Encore. Exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a token copy that attacks it. Ooh. Ooh. So, 6 black. Exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a token copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the end step. Activate only as a sword. Huh. Maybe he is pretty good. But the thing is, I've got a lot of expensive, high mana, big beefy bastards in the deck already, so somebody's got to come out. Somebody's got to come out. Because I am going to need that Crucible of Worlds when I get that Lake of the Dead. I am. Who is the big beefy guy that is kind of the least useful? I mean, he will get me creatures. That sounds like a good deal for me. I'm 6 and above. She will get me creatures back, and she swamp walks, and she forces my opponent to kill their creatures, which they'll always kill the one I don't want them to kill. They kill the weakest little pissant, but it is what it is, right? That guy gets big and beefy real fast, and he's cheap to cast. He's a 5/5 unblockable. He just smashes. Because nobody plays any shadow creatures. It's such an edge case. I don't see it anymore. I don't see anybody playing shadow creatures. Except me. And even that's pretty damn rare. And I can give him shadow breathing. Chainer costs 5. I'm not going to count him. Erebos. Screws my opponent. Oh, yeah. You think you're going to gain life then, eh? No, you're not. Oh, you wiped the board, eh? No, you didn't. I still have Erebos, God of the Dead. Alright, Willis, Broker of Good Times. Willis, Broker of Good Times is an 8/8 flyer that I can pay life and kill something, and whenever I lose life, draw cards. That sounds like a good deal. I bought Willis specifically for the deck, so I'll probably want to keep him. Thief of Blood. How often am I going to use this? So, for my part, on my side, I'm not really going to need it. On my opponent's side, if I remove all counters from all permanents, how does that really matter for me? It'll kill their planeswalkers. It'll remove any counters they have on the all +1/+1 counters. They don't play a lot of... I don't see that many of the Ikoria style flying or vigilance or none of those bullshit counters they started doing in Ikoria. Let me think. So, against, for example, Genie's black-blue zombies. He doesn't really put counters on them that often. It'll remove counters from his zombie armies, but Hirobi should be able to handle creatures anyway. His Merfolk deck, that he puts a lot of counters on his creatures. Cube, against his Eldrazi decks, it doesn't quite matter. It hits a couple of his artifacts. Hits his Tyranna deck pretty hard. So let's call that a possibility to be excised. No, he makes stuff bigger and he lets stuff come back. That's, yeah, the Undying. That's why I have Thief of Blood, for the Undying, to get those counters off so they can get more Undying. So no, she's not coming out. Nope, nope, nope. She's going to stay. Commander Grevinovec. Okay, he's a 7/5. Cannot be blocked except by artifact and black creatures. So he's got Fear. And he's cool. And he's from Tempest. And I bought him for, buy, list, and trade him, for this deck. Because I wanted big beef. And he's big fucking beef, so, but, cuts have to be made. This guy makes all my stuff, well, it makes it kind of cheaper. I just have to pay another way. And that can hurt me real bad. That kills tokens. That's 5. I'm not counting 5. I'm counting 6 and above. What else do I have for 6 and above? She's basically 6. She is 6. So, but it brings something back. He's 6. But he draws me cards. He's 6, but he kills something. Whether or not Hirobi has in play, when he enters the battlefield, he will kill something. And Butcher of Malakir. However, any creature of mine dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. He's 5/4. Flying. I don't really know if I need him. Hirobi in and of himself should be able to handle all the creatures. So he's here mainly for again, there's indestructible creatures and hexproof creatures that I can't deal with. This is fucking tough. I hate it when it gets fucking tough. 1,000-Year Elixir. It would kind of make sense. I mean, they both cost 3. I could play the activated abilities creatures as though they had haste, and I can untap a creature. Let's take a quick look at what I have for activated abilities where, okay, 1, I could play him with haste, so 4, instantly do it if I had the 1,000-Year Elixir down. Royal Assassin, that's 2. What else? 3. Was highly unlikely I would have 8 mana, but maybe. 4. but then that would be 6, so that's even less. Yeah. But anyway, that's 4 possibilities. 5. What else taps to do something? So far, I'm up to 5. Is that enough reason to keep the 1,000-year elixir? Anything else? Anything? 6. Meddling Imp. That can only be activated on an opponent's turn. So we're up to 6 so far. 7. Second of the black creature. Okay, so that's 7. Anything else? Am I going to get up to 8? Looks like... But he doesn't have to do it, so that doesn't... Okay, there's 8. So I have 8 things for 1,000-year elixir plus in a Hirobi. If Hirobi's in play, I can use it to untap a creature and kill it. If I drop the Butcher of Malakir, I still have Shieldred. So if I wipe the board, then Shieldred can take care of creatures I can't handle by forcing my opponents to sacrifice them. Do I have anything else that doesn't... And then this guy, I can give it -1/-1, unless it's hexproof, and then I'm just kind of screwed. Okay, so for Crucible of Worlds, what if I take out the Butcher of Malakir? What if I do that? Is that stupid? Maybe it's stupid. I don't know, you tell me. I'm going to put this in a new sleeve. This sleeve it's been around for a while. This one is pretty new, so I'll give the Crucible the newer sleeve, somewhat cleaner sleeve, so I can see it better. And now Hirobi has Crucible of Worlds at the cost of a creature, and I'll keep Command the Revan and the Debaser and the 1,000-year elixir. Okay, those are the changes to Hirobi and Sigarda. I'm going to do another one on some changes to Azami. Again, I'm still messing with Azami, yep. Because I'm running out of time on this, this video. Alright, cheers.